What place comes to mind which is humid, subtropical summer, and a flashy rain season? Yes, that is exactly the place I grew up. In eastern part of India, during the summer, we had summer holidays. We also had distinct rainy season, which, as you guessed, rained a lot. The pitter patter of rain was quite relaxing. One of my first memories was playing with old or used toys in the veranda, and they were made out of like plastic or wax, and I would chew at it sometimes. I figured soon they were uh, quite used and old, even when I started playing with them. And instead, when I saw my cousins who were um, richer and they had a clean or a shiny toy, I would think that why I didn't have them. I loosely understood the concept of rich and poor, but not quite fully at that stage. One time I threw a raging fit about getting a tricycle, and my parent got me a used one. Slowly, I began to grasp the idea, and my demands became lesser. And that didn't rob me of any fun. About age 2.5 or 3, my sisters introduced the game called Odd or Even, where I had to guess whether a number would be an odd or even, and I was able to grasp that idea. So some learning was easy. However, I distinctly remember mixing the B, the letter B and D while writing. This would happen during something called narration or dictation given by the teacher, and we will have to write it, and they will score on it. So, and I later was able to overcome that to my relief. As a family, we watched television like most other families. One night, my father turned on the TV and I heard the commentary about Diego Maradona, how he scored a goal, and I decided I need to start playing soccer. It was great, but I introduced a great distraction to my life, which would hamper me for continuous pursuit of school subjects. Learning was an important part of our family culture. My mother came from a time where women's education was not given a lot of importance. As a result, I noticed she never asked my sisters to do any chores at home. Uh, and in turn, my sisters concentrated quite hard on studying. My father was a school teacher where I studied, and I was able to, and I saw he was able to uh, talk about his subject at very ease. Around that time, my mind would yearn to play soccer or be distracted, and I had struggled studying during my elementary years. During high school, due to sheer fear of unemployment, which I understood as a concept back then, I finally began to study hard, and as a result, I stuck in, developed interest in few subjects. Finally, I enrolled to be an engineer. I ended up taking the same branch which my sister took, and few years prior to enrolling, I looked at those books which she was studying back then and was a deciding factor for me to join. If I can travel back in time and wish to do something different, I would definitely like to be a teacher. However, during the adolescence age, I was barely able to speak or I was quite shy, and my father's shadow loomed large, and it appeared larger than life. Not to mention, he had a gift for teaching. He spent considerable amount of time solving and practicing problems and also took a lot of training about it. So it behooves upon me to pay attention while we are making decisions. So since he made small good decisions, uh, which led him to a successful career and become a successful teacher, and the good decisions contribute us to better contribute back to society. And People who are really brilliant, they are identified by awards, grants, and recognitions, but in reality, they are driven by a mental state that leads to something called flow, and an individual is able to produce very efficiently or at an optimum rate if they are able to do it consistently. And that person isn't bothered by the likes or dislikes of others, their point of views and whatnot. But it's quite clear these individuals are able to make good decisions, able to concentrate and not be distracted and be absolutely best in their field. However, one thing, even with the optimum efficiency, we need empathy and inclination for others, and also need to take in consideration ethics in our decision making. It's not only important to grow individually but also shine bright together. Going back to the gift my father had, and so many talented communicators have, I feel a need to uplift myself in that aspect. That is making good choices or decisions, keep an open mind, and communicate clearly where I am most needed. Thank you.